it is a kind of a head shaker. Like, I just don't. This is a bummer. Like, it's bumming me out a little bit. What's your take on it?
Yeah, Elisheva Jones saying in the chat, this game was sad, and it kind of, that's a good way of putting it. It was a sad game. It was a bad game, dreadful, pitiful, ugly, not clean, more sloppy baseball for the Dodgers. As Don't Care 187 says in the chat, we suck. Yeah, they do suck pretty bad right now. I think it was 7 walks, maybe more walks now. I did that earlier in the game, but a couple of errors in there, 4 unearned runs given up to the Twins. Just a painful series in more ways than one, because you also have Tanner Scott's injury yesterday. We'll talk about Scott in a little bit. Ben Kasparius exits with an injury. Thankfully, it doesn't appear to be as serious, but yeah, that's I like to say our pets' heads are falling off. This is a pets' heads are falling off like timeline we're on for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, you get swept by the Milwaukee Brewers, and no disrespect to the Milwaukee Brewers, not even just swept by them at home. I mean, for the season series, the Brewers are 6-0 against the Dodgers. That's a crappy way to start the second half of the season. And then Minnesota comes in there. And all I said going into the series, Clint, yesterday, when you and I had our show, that would have been game 1 yesterday, is that you just have to win this series against the Minnesota Twins. I mean, the Twins are a beatable team. I mean, they have a decent record. They're kind of like, sitting around 500, whatever. And we just looked flat. We just look uninspired. And again, I'm never saying it's because of the lack of effort. I don't believe that at all. Joel saying no time to panic, but time to accept that this team is not very good. I'd say, Joel, that they're not very good right now. And I did say this yesterday, is that there will be a regression to the mean. And I know that I keep saying it, but I truly believe that at the end of the season, the Dodgers will be exactly where they need to be. I mean, this is not going to be the team that we have. It's just too long of a period of time where they're not playing inspired, clean, crisp baseball.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Like, it just feels there's something off. It's late July. It can't be a World Series hangover at this point. What kind of goes on? I mean, shit, you were in that locker room when this team had that awful, lost 17 of 21 games in 2017. That was pretty bad. They ultimately turned it around. But what was the kind of vibe like in the clubhouse then?
I think they just know that they're going to come out of it, right? I mean, as a fan base, and as you and I covering it, obviously as fans and reporters of this team and people that cover this team, it's like we want every night for them to go out and put up a 10 spot and play the most unbelievable baseball and have it be 10-0 every single night, and that's just not reality. I think what's so hard to swallow is that this seems like it's been a prolonged, we forget about the 17 losses, in a row or whatever it was, 14 losses in a row or whatever it was in 2017. We forget about that time, but this is not the first time the Dodgers have gone through this slump. I think we desperately need some serious relievers. And this was before Tanner Scott. I mean, Yamamoto didn't have an unbelievable start. That's part of the problem, right? I mean, we haven't had guys. He did, but we haven't had guys be able to go into, deep into ball games. We've talked about that, how it was going to just absolutely disseminate your bullpen when starters aren't going to. It's going to catch up to them, right? This is not a sustainable formula of what can happen when starters can't go deep into the games, and the bullpen is tired. The bullpen is taxed. There's bullpen arms that are not quality arms right now, and they desperately need some relievers. And that was before Tanner Scott was stinking, and that was before Tanner Scott got hurt. So if we thought that they were going to go after relief pitching at the deadline, now they're definitely going after relief pitching at the deadline.
The conversation might honestly be 2 arms. We'll touch on this game, guys. By the way, keep sounding off in the comments. Love the chat so far. People treating this like a therapy session, which is what it should be. We understand this team isn't as bad as what we're seeing right now.
That's true.
Joel also had said this in the chat. We're 2/3 into the season. We keep talking about when they get right. Maybe they're not going to get right this year. And, sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens with baseball teams. It sucks. I think this team still does have a butt ton of talent, and I don't think I don't think they're always ready to utilize their 40-man roster in the right way, or even the full organization. I think there are some dudes at the minor league levels that could help this ball club in some way, shape, or form that they don't feel like pulling the trigger on, whether it be somebody like a Ryan Ward, who's having a phenomenal year, can't play defense really for, save his life, but he's having a great year with the bat, hitting over 300, 26 bombas. Alex Friedland at AAA is doing some things down there. Jackson Ferris is starting to have a pretty good year down at AA. They have some pieces. They can do something. Move Bobby Miller to the bullpen already. See what you have there. We got $10 from Kevin Uhas. Says make the pain stop.
But Kevin, where the pain started? You know where the pain started? When Max Muncy went down. Clint, what is the record of this team when Muncy left when Kirsch hit 3,000 strikeouts and Muncy got hit in the knee? What is their record since Muncy's been out of the lineup?
Yes, since that game, Dodgers are now 4-11 without Max, and it is painfully evident they are missing a run producer in the middle of that lineup. They are missing a field general. Not so much that he is somebody that's going to keep them accountable, but I think indirectly, Max Muncy is the type of dude who keeps the team accountable. He's just
he also is a stabilizing presence.
He's
in
a guy
lineup.
that's a dude.
He's the middle. Yeah, he's the middle. He's a middle of the order bat. He's a stabilizing presence. He forces the opposition to throw a lot of pitches. He's patient at the plate. He gets on base. Even when he wasn't hitting, his OBP was still pretty good. There's just something about him in that lineup that is a good thing. And
steadying presence.
It is, yeah. They just don't look good right now. They just don't look good right now.
Alana, you're a steadying presence as well, because Noah sent us $1.99 super chat saying, thanks for staying awake for the pain. Alana.
You're welcome, Noah. Thanks for saying that, and thank you for being here. All right, I'm finally on board with it. It is time to
make some
get
trades.
rid of Conforto.
Oh, that's another shot for me. Let's go.
Yeah. Special days,
kids.
It's time to go.
Do you want? Can we be positive for like 35 seconds?
For sure.
Andy fucking Pajes sends a baseball to the moon.
To the moon. A 3-run shot to the moon.
3-run shot to the moon. Haesung Kim, 2-run single in the 6th inning, brought the game back into being something. And then, of course, Shohei Ohtani, 2-run bomb, almost meaningless homer.
You were like, pad your stats. Pad your stats. When we were watching it. When we were watching the game, waiting for it to end, Clint's like, pad your stats, pad your stats. I mean, that was a garbage home run, but good for him. I mean, he's like, here we go, Big Dumper. We're our producer, Mark. By the way, happy birthday to our boss, Mark Wiener. He was saying, here, Shohei Ohtani's trying to catch the Big Dumper. But yeah, I mean, whatever. It's good for him. But we look crappy today. We do. We look crappy.
Robbie Soto with the 199 super chat saying we're also missing our other two-way player in Kike Hernandez. Kike, he's another one of those veteran steadying forces, even if he's not in the lineup day in and day out. But yeah, you're just seeing. I wouldn't say that these are dudes that are not playing like as a team. Anything. It's nothing like that. Obviously, we don't question the effort. We don't question the front office and the coaching staff. I don't question. People may do that in the chat. It's not a lack of effort. It is just as many bad things that can happen all at the same time keep happening.
Mookie's got a hit, man. Mookie's got a hit.
Where you could flip the conversation though is, and we'll do this and we'll take a break and then we'll talk about how to fix the team or whatever. I don't even know necessarily that it's fixed the team, but where you can fault the team is running, as you said, Michael Conforto out there. Guess what? He hit into a double play today, and he had so much fun doing it that he did it twice. 10 double plays on the season for Michael Conforto.
But you said you thought it was 40. You looked up the numbers. And
there has to be a typo.
40, you're like, well, first you thought it was 9, and then you're like, no, it's actually 10. It is closer to 40.
Yeah.
You really thought he had hit into 40 double plays.
It feels like 40.
That's what it feels like, right? Yeah.
But
that's
what I'm wondering is, we were told early in the season by Doc, like, hey, he's going to get his 150 at bats, and then we'll kind of assess from there. We have passed
It's time.
150
I mean, like
bats.
I was a big Michael Conforto proponent. I remember, and I've said this 1,000 times, when they signed him in the offseason, I was like, yes, I love it. I
Yeah.
love the left-handed bat. I love that it's going to lengthen the lineup. I love his defense in the outfield. It just has not panned out. Not saying he's a bad guy. Not saying he's a bad clubhouse guy. He's a great clubhouse guy. He's a good dude. When I had a conversation with Dave Roberts, he said, he's just a really good guy. And I believe that. I believe that. But like, you can't, this isn't, there's got to be somebody out there. I don't know who's having a worse season, Michael Conforto or freaking Connor Wong of the Red Sox, who has had one RBI. One RBI. It's July 23rd.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. Listen, it's worse out, but the thing is, we're Dodgers fans, so we only care. Former Dodger Connor Wong, right there, big part, huge part of that Mookie Betts trade. Don't care. 187 with $2 super chat. Thank you very much. As we need another Jack Kopech Tommy trade, and I think it will be multiple players. And I've said this now for the last couple of weeks online. It's not going to be Andrew going out and getting one arm here and one outfield bat over there or whatever. It's going to have to be the Twins and Buxton plus Duran, even though that's not going to happen. Sorry to break people's hearts. So we'll talk more about that. How about...
I don't want Byron Buxton. I do not want Byron Buxton.
Center fielder. This team needs a center fielder.
No.
How about we have this conversation after a break? You down for that? All right, guys. We're going to be back after a